Good morning, Tracy.
Hey, Darren.
Just want to ask, you get asked a lot about, old friends and that kind of stuff. When there's cross-pollination among teams, is that more of a benefit or a hindrance when it comes to schematic stuff or personality stuff when you think about playing and coaching against people you know?
I love it. The familiarity saves me some time. You already know what's going on. If you the better you know your opponent, the more you can have that information already going into it without all the research. So I appreciate that. And then just kind of being around, you kind of develop a catalog on as many guys as possible in these situations. So coaching against the same people, coaching against or with the same players, it helps when they come to our team. Also, if you've played against them in the past, you know kind of what their style is. We've had a lot of that on bounce back players to the Panthers, and of course from here as well.
Hey Tracy, good morning.
Hey, Mike.
When you're looking at who could potentially be, an emergency player at a position, how much thought goes into that, or is that more of just like well, he could probably do it, or he did it at some point in high school or college, etc.
Depends on the role that you're asking for. It starts with their availability for the game. Who's the 48 guys that we have there? And then generally you have your lineups on each phase. And then mostly you have a substitute for two positions. You kind of have three guys for every two spots. So the frontline guys stay there, and then the next person has to be the backup left tackle and right tackle, or left guard and right guard, that kind of thing. So you're looking for a guy who has some adaptability and experience helps if they've done this stuff before. If not, we're trying to constantly train those guys either through kind of practice reps against the main team or with the main team, so you're ready for that. We always have, as you'll see, we always have a different backup punt team for the week because they're constantly training more positions. Same thing with field goals, same thing with the other phases where you're trying to get guys ready for any possible roles. It's really, I feel like it's not fair to tell a guy, hey, you got to go right now. Here's what you're doing if they've never done it before. I don't think it's fair to that guy.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with Cass, followed by Alex Zitlow.
Hey Tracy,
I guess.
you've got Ryan, Sam. What is the trick to getting JJ NFC Player of the Week next week to go three in a row?
Oh yeah, our imaginary trophy case is just growing by the day. JJ would have to recover a fumble in the end zone. I mean, a long snapper play of the week, we'd have to look it up. I can't imagine the dominance that he would have to show in all phases. We may have to throw him a pass. It stretches the bounds of creativity to get JJ more acclaim. Now, does he need more acclaim? I'll leave that question to the masses.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Sure.
Real question now. Trevor had one of his best days returning on Sunday. Was that a situation of circumstance, good blocking, like vision? Like what kind of helped that come together, and how do you see that going forward?
Hopefully, it's because we're improving as a team. He certainly put the work in. He should be improving his skill level. We're getting better around him. We're trying to kind of one step at a time, 1 week at a time. If you start from the new baseline, whatever the new baseline is, let's go one step up from that, and then hopefully this last game was our new baseline. Let's go up a level from that, and then he's just getting a little more time on task. He's seen a few more punts. He's seen a few more kickoffs. All that stuff has to help. When Alex is writing his 1,000th article instead of his 500th article, he's just twice as good, as far as I can tell.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Alex Zitlow, followed by Joe Person.
You are so kind, Tracy. Thank you.
I do.
Also, I just looked it up as well. A long snapper has won
Thank you. Okay,
Player
who?
of the Week before. It was Cole Kmet of the Chicago Bears. He was a tight end. He filled in
Yeah,
for
okay.
the injured long snapper. So even though it's happened recently, it's still an uphill battle for
Yeah,
JJ.
circumstantial. Who was he filling in for? How long ago this? What year was that?
It was last year, October
Oh, okay.
2024.
I got you.
Yeah, so it was quite recent.
For David.
Um, uh, I wanted to ask you about so y'all brought in Mike White, who previously was a Bills guy in 2024. With Sam Martin coming from the Bills, is there any competitive advantage that you can glean from him previously playing for your next opponent, or like how does that work?
I'm gonna have to go through my notes. Bruce did not prepare me for the Mike White question. Thank you, Bruce. My goodness.
It was more so a question about Sam, but
Sam, and Denny, Buffalo Trailer.
right.
Okay, Bruce is saying he did tell me to be ready for questions on quarterbacks. Okay, so you're off the hook, Bruce. Yeah, of course, Sam's experience there helps. He was with a different coach, a different special teams coach, so that's a little different. He does have experience with the players there. He was also holding for a different kicker, and obviously because he's here, the punter has changed, so there's not necessarily a ton of one-to-one. But any information we can get from any source, we're going after that. So we have any advantage we can. It's the same as Darren saying before. The more familiarity we can gain, every week I see it as a 5-day race to learn as much about them as you possibly can so that we can be prepared for the test that's showing up on the weekend. So yeah, Mike, I met him yesterday. It's a good point. I got to go to question number B. What do you remember about the punt team at Buffalo? I'll be on that immediately. And then Sam's always a big help. Sam also has been on several teams and played for a number of years. So he helps every week on something. He has a lot of crossover information.
Great. Thanks, man.
Sure.
For the record, JJ broke the Cole Kmet news yesterday in the locker room and is reporting that Cole Kmet had 2 touchdowns that day, which may have helped his cause.
Oh, what an uphill battle. But something to strive for. You know, Joe, as we get older, there's always goals out there.
Yes, we need life goals. We need sports writer of the week, or well, probably not. On this vein of emergency,
and my dentist was named 2024 Charlotte Dentist of the Year, so it's possible. There are awards out there. You can go. I think there's like a little pay-to-play program going on for that, but I don't want to start a scandal.
well, you need to smile wide whenever you're on these. Yeah, there you go.
I was not the picture they submitted.
Tracy, on this idea of emergency long snappers, who are your emergency guys at each of those specialist positions?
Thank you for asking a top secret question that we'll keep close to the vest. We check on that, and it's actually, if you're just digging through the clues, if you want to get into it, it depends who's dressed for that week. But we have a couple guys who have long snapped, and then the kicker and punter, they back up each other if those circumstances arise. They're the best prepared at those 2 spots, especially for kickoff. Sam has a ton of kickoff experience in his past, so we're amply prepared for that.
Thank you.
Sure.
Mike K.
I was actually going to ask a related question about that.
Sure.
I know a lot of teams keep those guys secret, but now that I was going to ask you, not on this specific team, but who is the best position player, fill-in backup specialist that you have had during your career?
Justin Reed was a fantastic kicker, place kicker as well. So he kicked off a few times for a couple teams now. So we had him in Houston. He was outstanding. A guy named Lee Smith who played tight end for the Bills for a while. He was a backup snapper at the Raiders. He actually played for us at Denver to close the season 1 year and did a really nice job. You do find a wide variety of skill levels. That's why people don't like to talk about it because sometimes you have a very good backup at those spots and other times you don't. So you just try not to speak it into existence in those ways. But yeah, there's been a few. It's a rare situation. Now with the kickoff, there's a few more guys on the team that are eligible to just kind of punch it down there where hang time's not as important. So that can happen. You've seen that around the league. Carolina had an alternate kicker a couple of years ago. Kamu kicked one, right, as a linebacker here. So there's a few guys like that out there.